Well, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? So, yes, I'm here with a surprise interview with Dr. Dennis Harness, and this is actually quite a unique interview because today he's going to be discussing certain events that are happening, especially a big event on Vedic Astrology. It's a Vedic Astrology conference in Seattle. I believe, I'm not sure, he will confirm the dates. It's from June 19th or 20th to June 23rd, and then he's going to be discussing about this another great festival in Sedona, Arizona. So I'm going to let him take over because he has all the information about who's going to be there, what's going to be happening, especially at that conference, because I'm going to try to come there as well because I'm trying to work things out with my wife, her school, and her schedule with my daughter, as you know. But he's going to tell you more about it, and again, there's a great chance that I'll be there. So take it over.
All right, Kapil, great to be on your program again.
Absolutely.
The conference the Vedic Astrology Conference will be held in Linwood, Washington, which is just a little north of Seattle, and it'll be the 20th anniversary of the American Council of Vedic Astrology. We formed back in late 1993. And now the organization is called the Council of Vedic Astrology. And again, if you want to go on their website, it's just vedicconference.com. And the council is a nonprofit organization, and it's like a trade organization to really promote Vedic astrology throughout the world, but primarily in the United States and North America. And the conference takes place from, as you mentioned, June 19th to June 23rd. Okay. It'll have over 20 speakers, including Dr. David Frawley, Chakrapani Uval, who you've had on the program.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Geppy will be there. You've got also Camilla Sutton, who's a great, Vedic astrologer from India and was from the UK. And then you also have Dennis Flaherty, who's the president of the Council of Vedic Astrology. I'm going to be lecturing there as well. So it's a cast of characters. So
it's like a Academy Awards red carpet night there for Vedic astrology.
Well, I should actually even say, too, one of the guests of honor is Gayatri Devi Vasudev, who's the daughter of B.V. Raman, the most famous Vedic astrologer of the 20th century.
Yeah, absolutely.
She'll be there, and also there's another teacher from India that I haven't met yet. Trying to remember his name, but anyway, the idea is that there will be a number of international speakers, but primarily the cream of the crop in terms of Vedic astrologers in the West.
Wow,
so great if you can come, because you'll have more interviews than you'll know what to do with.
I'm telling you, when I heard about that, I was just like, man, this is like being in a Charlie's Chocolate Factory. Like, pick and choose what candy you want. I mean, I am definitely wanting to come there. I just, I want to see, because as you know, regarding the second part that she won't be getting off for the festival.
Yeah.
But, again, it's like the family obligation and schedule, bam. They come, it seems like a storm.
Our family dharma is really so important, as you know.
It becomes the most important dharma of all.
Before I forget, too, one of your other guests that's been on your program, Joni Patri, will also be there from Dallas, Texas. And so,
exactly.
People that you've had on.
I know. This is just like, man, I have to be there.
Yeah. There'll be like 2 tracks, one more of a beginner's track and then one more intermediate type track going on simultaneously. So people, depending on what level, they can weave in and out. You don't have to sign up for a particular track. You can kind of weave in and out of classes that may be good for you to get introductory kind of knowledge, and then more advanced courses as well. I think there's even some pre- and post-conference intensives where you can spend a whole day with Gayatri Devi Vasudev, or Dr. David Frawley and his wife Shambhavi will be there as well.
Wow. And how long do these classes run for, like each class? Let's say you go for a beginning class.
Yeah, some of the workshops are all day, like I said, the pre- and post-conference intensives, but the classes are usually around an hour and a half. So it'd be great. I mean, they'll be recording them on terms of on CDs and MP3 files, so people that can't come would still be able to access the knowledge. but it's so great to just be able to hang out, literally, you know.
Oh, and that's what it's about. It's just being in that energy of people who are just like-minded as you. You're just like in this, you know, this Disneyland of
Well,
astrology.
sometimes the greatest knowledge can come not only from the classes, but just hanging out with someone in the restaurant or the bar, you know.
Exactly. Just you know, drinking a martini and they tell you something about a combination of planets that does this, and you're like, whoa, I never knew that. Okay, see that. I'm telling you, that's my kind of thing.
I heard even in the bar there they're going to be serving Parashara's Light.
Exactly, I like that one.
Mihail Bonder always, that joke, it always gets him. So hopefully, my apologies to Mihail, the founder of Parashara's Light.
Oh man, that's a good one, Parashara Light. Oh. So that's great. Do you know what kind of, because here's the thing that I know, even if you go to a beginning class, even as an intermediate and advanced astrologer, you get to find so much information just from the beginning class that you're like, you'll feel overwhelmed. Like, wow, this is not beginning. This is actually more than just beginning. You know, right. And one of the, this is why I wanted to ask you, what kind of classes are they going to have? What are they going to be discussing? Any particular, you know, classes they're discussing or showing in this conference?
Well, one example too is that, for example, I'll be doing really an introductory class on the nakshatras. However, depending on the level of the students and what questions are asked of me, you know, it'll go to intermediate, advanced. You know, even though I'll be building on a basis of just the basic nakshatras, but there'll be just various talks on dashas, different lagnas, you know, Gayatri. I'm not sure if she's going to lecture on this time, but she has a whole specialty in looking at female horoscopes and how that you judge the chart differently for a woman versus a man in India.
Absolutely, yeah.
So she has a whole book on that. And, you know, David Frawley, he likes to talk on, you know, weaving Ayurveda and Vedic astrology together. And his wife, Shambhavi, they're going to co-facilitate a whole day. And I know she's put together a CD on mantras, the astrological mantras for each of the planets.
Okay.
And we'll be talking about the importance of the Shakti of the astrologer and the whole process that goes on that's above and beyond what's on the paper, just the whole interchange of energy and the really honoring the Shakti that goes on in sessions. So it's going to really vary from just the basics of planets, houses, you know, signs, aspects, nakshatras, to more advanced, you know, different lagnas, Aruda lagna, different kinds of Jaimini system.
Jaimini system, okay.
I'm trying to remember what Sam's lecturing on, Sam Gepi, but if you go on the that website, VedicConference.com, it has the whole listing of all the classes and you know, the workshops as well.
Okay.
So for your viewers, that's the best way, is just to go in there. And I think they may still have an early bird rate until the end of the month. So they on that in terms of pricing, I think it was like, for the main conference, like $245 or something like that. Really reasonable.
Oh, that is so reasonable, worth it, especially when you're getting this kind of a knowledge. And if the person signs up, is there like different breakdowns? Like, okay, if they just want to go for one day or one class versus like the whole thing.
I don't have the website in front of me in terms of the pricing, but I think it was like $125 if you want to just do a day rate, or $145, something like that.
Okay.
But it be held at the Embassy Suites in Linwood, you know, just north of Seattle, as I mentioned, and it's a really great hotel. We've had conferences there. We had one actually. Dennis Flaherty and I organized one back in 1995, which is also kind of almost the 20th year of that conference, on sacred astrology, kind of comparing and contrasting Eastern and Western astrology. And we had everybody there from Robert Hand to Hart Defoe and Chakrapani and David Frawley and other really famous Western astrologers there. So that was kind of a seminal conference that we put on at the particular hotel. So it's got some Shakti probably still lingering from that.
Yeah, seriously. So you guys kind of mixed Vedic and Western together and kind of represented that in that. Okay.
Yeah, kind of comparing and contrasting because there's so much overlap, particularly with the astrology of ancient Greece, the Hellenistic astrology. There was a lot of cross-pollination that went on between the ancient Greek astrologers and the Hindu astrologers.
I see. And in this conference, are they, the ones that's happening in June, are they going to be also talking about any details of Vedic astrology with the outer planets that we discussed, Uranus, Neptune, especially?
Yeah, funny that you mentioned that because I was just thinking that earlier, of course, because as you know, I'm a neo-Vedic astrologer, as I like to call myself.
Right.
I use the outer planets. And the teacher, I'm trying to remember his name, but if they go on the website, I've never met him. The one main teacher besides Gayatri Devi Vasudev from India is a gentleman who's a professor, and he is going to talk about the outer planets in part of his lecture. So it's interesting.
Oh man, how awesome. Amazing.
You don't find that many, as you know, astrologers from India that are really using the outer planets. It's rare.
No. Yeah.
And I was really happy to see that in his description of his class, or he may be doing one of the all-day workshops, and he had mentioned the use of the outer planets, and I was like, oh, that's great. Wow. You know.
Perfect. Wow. Man, you're just like getting me more and more closer to just coming there no matter what.
Yeah, if you look at the schedule, it's quite, like I said, it's really wonderful, and people can do just one day of it, you know, but I think for the money, you know, it's best to just go ahead and do the whole.
Oh yeah, exactly, absolutely.
It all goes to the nonprofit, so it's a nonprofit organization, so all the money is going to.
Absolutely. So, and after this event, before this event actually, there's another event that's happening in Sedona. I believe it's on the 28th through the 30th, or for the 1st. I believe
it actually starts on the 30th, which is a Friday, May 30th, and runs through June 1st, and it's called Illuminate.
Okay.
Just ILLUMITAT. Oh, wait just a minute. ILLUMINATE. I'll get it right.
Yeah.
Creative dyslexic.
Yeah.
Illuminate the Sedona Spiritual Film Festival.
Okay.
And Deepak Chopra is going to be here. He's doing on Friday night. They're doing the screening of his movie on death and the impermanence of life with a psychologist named Marilyn Schlitz. It's kind of I haven't seen the movie, but it's a conversation between them about death and about the impermanence of life and befriending death. And then Yogananda's movie. Let me see. I think I have the card here. It's called Illuminate, and it's a movie basically about. I'll see if I can show it here.
I see. Awake.
It's a movie called Awake, excuse me, and it's at this Illuminate Film Festival. And this is a biography about the life of Yogananda, who we talked about last time on your program when I was looking at his chart. And it's an hour and a half, 2-hour documentary that the director of the movie Waterworld that came out a number of years ago that was co-produced by Kevin Costner. This movie director has worked on it for over 3 years, and it has a lot of footage of Yogananda that's never been seen before.
Oh my goodness, amazing.
And our friend Mas Vidal is going to be, he's in the movie, they're interviewing him actually.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, you mentioned that. And biggest of all, you're going to be there doing consultations too.
Yeah, they have it. It's an interesting concept called the Healer's Village. And they're showcasing a lot of the different healers, and I'm doing the astrology, and there's an Ayurvedic practitioner that'll be at it. And I think there's about 15 different healers in Sedona that they're kind of showcasing at this film festival, which is going on while the films are being shown. There's over 20 films, and these films are all kind of cutting-edge movies that haven't been shown. You know, that just come out maybe the last year. Maybe they've played at a few film festivals. But they're kind of some of the cutting-edge movies in the area of spirituality and environmental, ecology and different aspects of really trying to spiritualize the planet.
Absolutely. And so, what date is it on?
Uh,
And before I even actually do that, so you are going to be there. You're doing 15-minute consultations at the event, right? You'll have a booth.
at this healing village, and then there'll be some exhibitors there. We're hoping to get you there, too, to
Yeah,
have a
exactly.
exhibit area, or you can come and hang out at my table.
Oh yeah, with a beer, of course.
But I'm going to be doing some short consultations on Saturday and Sunday, for people, and just little 15-minute, consultations to give
Do you know
people.
what time to what time you'll be there?
Yeah, I'm going to be there from like 10 to 5 both days,
Okay.
which is at the Sedona Creative Life Center, which is one of the venues for the films. The,
And just wanted to ask you quickly, what was the website for the festival, so they can go and
I think that one's just called, if you Google Illuminate
illuminate? Okay.
and then Sedona Spiritual Film Festival, you should be able to get on there.
Okay.
It'll pop right up. But it's, I don't have the actual website address handy right at this moment. But if they go on and do that, they'll get it for sure.
Okay.
It has the whole schedule and the pricing. I think you can even pay like $65 just to go to 6 movies. They call it the 6-pack.
Six-pack. Okay. Yeah.
So, but I think for the whole film, a VIP pass is, I think it's like $295 for the 3 days. And you get all these VIP access to things. But like I said, Deepak Chopra will be here, and a lot of the directors of the different films will be here. It's kind of like really a mini film festival just focused on
Just
spirituality.
focus on spirituality. Okay. Perfect. So the Vedic conference, the Vedic Astrology conference, is happening in June from the 19th to the 23rd.
Correct.
And it's in Linwood, Seattle. And people can go to VedicConference.com, if I'm not mistaken. Okay.
Correct.
And then the second one that is happening from June 28th to, I believe, the 1st of May 20th to June 1st.
It'll be May 30th through June 1st.
June 1st. Okay, and that's in Sedona. That's a film festival where they're going to be showcasing Yogananda's movie, which is literally an hour and a half to 2-hour documentary. And then Dennis Harness will be there. He will be doing 15-minute consultation for Vedic astrology. He'll have a booth there. So yeah, this is great information. I am looking forward to actually coming there, especially to the Seattle one, because that's definitely the one. Because this one, my wife won't be able to take off because she has midterms.
Yeah.
But there we have our finals coming up. So I'm just trying to see exactly what day the final is. She's actually going to find out today, because she's gone to the school with my daughter to look at different information. So we'll know. So most likely I will be there. I'm hoping to be there, but don't quote me on it. But thank you so much, Dr. Harness, for coming and telling us about this. So if anybody is in Seattle, North America, Canada, and can make it, this is like Disneyland of astrology. This is, this is 100 times bigger than this channel itself. So definitely, everybody needs to.
Largest astrology conference that we've had in several years in the United States. I used to put on the international symposiums of Vedic astrology for about 17 years. The last one we put on was in 2007, the Biltmore. In Phoenix, we had a couple hundred people, but I think Dennis said there's already 150 people registered for this conference, and so there'll be well over 250 people there, which, again, some of the students that aren't presenting, sometimes are as knowledgeable, if not more knowledgeable, than some of the speakers. The reason why is they're hungry.
Exactly.
Things, and sometimes, as we all know, we can kind of rest on our laurels sometimes. So these young kids or these young practitioners sometimes are the ones that are really doing a lot of cutting-edge work and research. So it's going to be.
Okay. Great. So thank you so much, Dr. Dennis Harness, and hopefully, many people will watch this and will make their best effort to come. You better come. Seriously.
All right, my friend.
Thank you so much for coming and telling us about this.
They can too contact me through DennisHarness.com in terms of, you know, if they want to email me about any questions, and I can also send
Okay.
the link to the Vedic Astrology Conference as well as the film festival.
Perfect. I will do that. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Namaste.